Hello, it is I, Yami Onisama. Today we'll be playing Medabots Survival. Now, if you're wondering why I have the sound off, it's so you don't hear the first part of the music, that way I don't get hit with a copyright strike. Once it's done loading, I'll turn the sound back on. For those of you who are confused why there was no noise. Right, can turn the sound back on now. A few things here, a few things there. Now you're probably wondering what I'm going to do with all those jewels. These gems up here are used for buying things like medabots and items. You go to this place right here. Now I can pull one, however, there's a slim chance I'll get anything good. So I'm going to save until I have enough so I can pull more than one. Make sense? Good. Now then, let's see. Got stuff you can watch ads with, but you don't want to watch ads. I know that. Let's check out the event in progress. Let's see. There we are. Gotta search. Now those little items help me level up my team. See? I have enough to level up this guy here. This is the convenience store, like I showed you. You can buy things. I can get diamonds for free, but I'll do that later. I'll do that with the coins later too. After all, you're not here to watch a bunch of ads. You're here to enjoy me play the game. Alright, let's see. Alright. Now, I'm not strong enough to beat this level yet. So we'll strengthen my characters up by starting through this. This game is literally just moving your character around with your thumb. Not that exciting. But, why not? Might as well play it. This isn't the first Medabots game I've actually played. I used to have one for Game Boy Advance. It had less playable characters, which is disappointing. Now, for those of you wondering what's going on, you're able to team up with other Medabots in your collection. They can use their powers to help you take on stronger foes. The more you upgrade those powers to the levels, let's say I get another one of this one here. If I do this, it does damage up. Makes the attack even stronger. You have to grab these little orb things as well in order to level up. Oh. By the way, for those of you that are new, I do all this on my phone because I don't actually have a setup I can use. I'm literally doing this for my phone and an app. No, I can't play things like Metal Gear Solid on this thing. Although, kind of wish I could. It'd be pretty badass. but I can play games like this. For those of you interested in this game, look up Medabots Survival in the game store or wherever it goes, and you'd be able to play it too. It's a wonderful little game, especially if you want to do something that's just, a little bit of time consuming. It's just like any other little game on your phone, I suppose. Now, if there's one Medabot I want to get more desperately than any of them, it's Rakusho. Rakusho is my favorite Medabot, right next to Black Beetle. I didn't actually watch the series when I was growing up very much. It was on for a little bit in the morning, but I was usually getting ready for school by then. Didn't really have enough time to actually enjoy it. But I knew I liked it. I mean, look at all those robots. They literally look like they're humanoid bug things. And I have a soft spot in my heart for bugs. Can't help it. I think they're adorable. But then again, the truth is, I think any living animal is adorable. It's just something in my nature, I suppose. I see that some sort of creature, I can't help feel like, aw, it's so cute. I should take it home and raise it. And I'm serious about that. I think any animal out there is adorable. I cannot help it. I literally wish I could just raise them all as my pets. But I know better than that. After all, you can't exactly take an alligator, put it in your pool, and let your parents be happy with it. No, they have to get the alligator out. Doesn't matter if the alligator likes you. But I digress. And by the way, yes, I put a gator in my pool once. It's such a cute little thing. By the way, any kids watching this, do not put an alligator in your pool. Okay? It seems like a good idea at first. You think you can make it your best friend and tame it, make it completely obedient. But the truth is, a gator, a full-grown, it might still tear your arm off. They have a bit of a grumpy disposition if you can't bond with them properly. For those people who do have pet gators, a friendly warning. Remember, it's the front end you need to worry about the most. Let's see. Now, I've powered up enough where I can just do this. I need to get my magnet power up. That way I can get further distance with the magnet and get the orbs easier. Now this is level 1, folks. I'm not exactly that cracked at it yet. There you go. As you can tell, I suddenly have a lot of firepower. That's because, as you notice, I've been upgrading. In the middle of battle, you can upgrade things. Ah, look, see here, we have magnet. Now it's magnet level 2, meaning I can get the orbs from even further away, further distance. By the way, if any of you actually want to see a really good VTuber, I recommend you go watch Iron Mouse. She is a fantastic VTuber. Her VTuber model is cute as a button, and she is hilarious just to watch. And just like that, the boss has been defeated. Yeah, and look, we got rewards. We got rewarded with a Medabot. Alright. This shows you who did the most damage. As you can see, the Fierce Gambit did most damage. Tornado Raider did second most. Hell Phoenix, third. Civetta, fourth. Sarcophabat in fifth. And Bular Ismandi, unfortunately, was last. But that's because I didn't exactly give him much of a chance to do any physical combat when all his friends were doing the heavy lifting. You see, that's what you can do in this game. It's rather nice, being able to stack up abilities and things to help your character. I know many of you are interested in other games, like Neverest to Everest and all of that. I tried getting those on my phone. Unfortunately, the games took up so much space that I literally could not do it. There was not enough space on my phone. If I want that game, I literally have to get rid of another game. And let's face it, everyone loves Endless Zone Zero. It's a fantastic game, and, well, honestly, I don't want to get rid of it. I'm not finished with it yet. There are many other things I can do, and there's a lot of time in there that I can spend. Now then, let's go to our team. Let's see here. Here's something we can show you. If you have enough medabots in storage, and enough of them are lined up, you can synthesize medabots with batch synthesis. Now, I've clearly gotten enough medabots to do this. Let's see what happens and which one it is. There we are. Ready to kick some ass. Unfortunately, it's not strong enough to be put on my main team just yet. I haven't made a second team yet because I don't really feel like it. I'm currently still working on my first team, after all. Anyway, let's check the meta search. 10 seconds. Well, actually, 6 seconds left until I can just get the meta search done with. See, what this does, it lets you search for money and little things like experience and little items. See what I mean? Just got some experience and some money. Now we have to wait 9 minutes and 54 seconds for it to do that again. Now, let me explain to you who these 4 medabots are on the screen. I keep forgetting how to pronounce the first one. Well, it's the one I've been using. Up at top, on top left, that's Metabee. Next is Mercutio. And the one right here, I have no idea who that is. I didn't bother to learn its name. But we want Mercutio, the one on the top right. That is the one we want the most. He's just that much of a badass, okay? I would also like to get Metabee as well. Be very helpful. But as you can see, we're stuck with one of the newest ones. In order to get Mercutio, I'd have to go through this. This is normal medabot pool. Oh look, ads will let me do it for free. Not really interested in that. Super medabots, which are stronger than normal medabots. Special medabots pool, which will pull out medabots like these, including Mercutio and Metabee. As you can see, there's different pools depending on what's going on. See what I mean? Different events will give you different characters. See? Featured medabots. Now I could try, but I probably will just get a normal medabot, which would be one of these, or some of these. Which is why I'm going to be saving up my money. See, for 10 pools of normal medabots, I need, what's it say? 800 gems instead of 80. For super medabots, I need special tickets. For things like special medabots, I need, for 10 pools in a row, I need over 3,000 gems. It ups the chance of getting a special medabot, like Mercutio or Metabee. I hope that explains something to you guys. Alright, let's go back to row battle. Let's see. What is this? Oh yes, the events and things. Once we're all out of energy, we'll try some of these ads, but that'll be the end of the video for all of you. I'm going to continue playing this. Alright, let's row battle some more. Alright, so that was level 1. Now we're going to go to level 2. I hope you're all ready. Well, of course you're ready. Why wouldn't you be? You're not the one playing the game, you're the one watching it for fun. Anyway, this is Sarcophagus. That's the one we gotta defeat. Oh, what happened? Sorry about that. Seems to be something going on. It failed to connect, huh? Oh, that's a shame. Come on. Alright, hold on. Let me try something here. turn on my 5G and see if that works. There we are. Sorry, I live in a hotel right now, so the internet here isn't exactly the best. Sometimes it goes on and off, things like that. But we're back now. Let's turn the music back on for you. Sorry about that. I did not expect the internet to crap out on me. Alright, where were we? Alright, here we go. Time to chop these things down. Now, last time I tried making a video with this game, I was hit with the copyright immediately. I believe it was the first part of the song that did it, in the intro, so that's why I blocked it out. No need to do any unnecessary editing if you can just block out the sound, am I right? There we go, tornado right here. I like the one that spawns the tornadoes. Very useful. I tried to play as the main character. Not such a good idea. It's actually better, in my opinion, to use it as a support medabot. Just like I'm using Hell Phoenix for support medabot as well. I'll Hell Phoenix a bit here. There we go. For those of you first time watching any of my videos, this isn't my real voice, by the way. My name is Yami Oni-sama, and my character is basically a giant red Oni. I need a deeper sounding voice because, well, my normal voice just doesn't sound like something that would be an Oni that is big, muscular, and strong. I mean, I have a nice voice, don't get me wrong, but I need to play my part. You know what I mean? It's kind of like being an actor. Sometimes, for the sake of acting, you may have to do a different register of your voice. Of course, not every actor does that. Some just go with their normal voice because they're okay with it. But I knew for a fact I would need a better voice for an Oni. Now, if my Oni was small and didn't have very much muscles, then it would make sense to have my normal voice. But no. For some of you that are confused and do not know what an Oni is, I can give you a description. There are a couple different definitions for Oni. Each one of them, however, is a demon. The one I'm trying to emulate would be one of the ogre demons. Large, muscular, strong, and usually going around swinging a massive club with spikes at their foes. Mine's a bit different. My Oni doesn't have a club. My Oni has 2 samurai swords instead. I know, describing what my VTuber model will look like in the future probably bores you a bit. And yes, I'm going to become a VTuber. I can't do it right now because I can't exactly do this with my phone. You understand. I mean, how could I? I don't have the necessary equipment. I don't have a VTubing model. It takes time and money to get those things. And unfortunately, I have time. I just need to put in the time and earn the money. Right now, this is just basically a hobby so far. Not getting paid for anything yet, because my channel hasn't exactly exploded. But, if you could do me a favor, like and subscribe. Go ahead and leave a comment or two in the comment section. I'll see what you left. I'll see what you left. If I don't like it, I won't respond. But, if I like your opinion and I'm okay with it, I might respond. Of course, I'll say something nice and positive to you. After all, it'd be cruel of me to be mean to you in the comment section just because you don't like something I'm doing. Oops, hold up. And it's been a while since I put up a video because, well, I've been busy doing other things. I mean, between job searching, donating plasma, and then this, you can understand why I would have my hands full. By the way, I am a fan of Iron Mouse. She's the most adorable little gremlin you'll ever come across. She's adorable, she's cute, and she has the mouth of a sailor when she feels like it. Iron Mouse, if you see this, please don't be offended. We all know you cuss. Not like you hide that. Oh well. At one point last night, I was going to be in her chat, but I make sure I go to bed at a certain time. That way I'm ready for whatever I have to do the next day. So unfortunately, she did stream last night, and I had to go to bed. Good sleep is important. If you stress yourself out and don't get enough sleep, the next day is going to be much harder than it should be. It's like getting up in the morning and not getting a cup of coffee. You're used to getting that coffee. And without the coffee, you're extra tired. For people who drink coffee, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you actually need it. By the way, if you like Pokemon, in the comment section, put down your favorite Pokemon. I'm actually interested in seeing what other people like. My favorite Pokemon is Darkrai, the pitch black Pokemon. I even have a plushie of it and a couple figurines. And some good cards. Sadly, not all my cards are with me anymore. I had to sell some so we could afford a room here at one point. I was not pleased. But that's life, right? Sometimes you gotta live life. Sometimes you gotta sell some of your stuff if you don't have enough money. Then there are times you must work extra hard. Life isn't easy for anyone. But if life is ever easy for anyone, then it's not a life worth living, in my opinion. I feel like you've got to deserve what you get. You've got to earn what you get. Not always have it handed down to you. Currently, right now, I'm working on this. Although I'm not making any money at it yet, I do hope that will happen soon enough. It would be very helpful. But I get the feeling that won't happen for maybe a year or two. In the meantime, I'll keep up with what I'm usually doing. Alright. Let's see what the chicken can do. Oh, it's a club. How cute. Oh, by the way, if you're also into Digimon, put down your favorite Digimon as well. My favorite one is actually Scorpiomon. If you don't know what that is, just... If you literally don't know what Scorpiomon is, feel free to look it up. It's Scorpio, and then just the word Mon at the end of it, and you type it in. It'll show you what it looks like. I think it looks particularly badass with all those blades sticking out of its body like that. By the way, I also have a twin brother, and he is Ultimetal-san. He has a channel of his own. You should go check him out sometime. His content's not perfect, but neither is mine. So, let's see what we won. Just more of that, huh? Let's go reward exchange. What we could get for this? Oh, we can get some money. That'll work. There we go. That gave me more money. And I won a prize. We got a ticket. Now then, that means we can go to pools. We really want Rakusho. Oh, that's right. The limited premium ticket pool is out too. Unfortunately, I don't have that. I get the feeling the only way you get it is to buy one. It's another gotcha scam. It's what they do. It does look adorable though, doesn't it? I remember actually having that in the Game Boy Advance game of this. Well, not this game. It was a different Medabots game. But I had it as a playable character. Such a cute little thing. Alright. Oh, what's this? Didn't know we could use this one. Ah, yes, the feature Medabot piece. Mega Emperor is completely badass. There's Metabee. I think I went the wrong way. Oh, look, that one is Ifrius Sama. They really couldn't just give it a normal name, could they? Alright. Here we are. Let's see what we got. PC Pop. Cool. Alright. Let's go check up our team. Synthesize. There we go. Now she's all upgraded. Good. Still not strong enough to be part of my team, in my opinion. Quite happy with the way things are. Alright. Let's do some more robot. Oh, what's this? A mission. Yeah. There we go. That helped. That puts me up to 485 diamonds. Interesting. Has more energy. Alright, let's keep going then. We're having fun. Oh, by the way, if you want to switch teams, that's Team 1. Hit on the arrow down here, and it'll switch over to the next team you can use. See, Team 2 has Cyan Dog, but nothing else. And I don't have a Team 2 because I didn't bother to make one. So, now we're going to go against Sharkan. Alright, here we are at the beach, people. Get your picnic blankets out. Get those big old umbrellas. Get on those swimsuits and start swimming. By the way, I live in a place where there's beautiful natural beaches. I actually don't like the fact the way they have changed it by adding all the white sand. There's always so much more beautiful without it. Believe me, you don't need pristine white beaches to make something look beautiful. You can have gray sanded beaches. You can have brown sanded beaches. And all these beaches are beautiful in their own way, especially, in my opinion, if they hold a lot of wildlife in the water. The more wildlife in there, the more beautiful it is to me. I actually love going to the beach. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that a lot lately. And I'm guessing that there's probably a few of you that are wondering, don't you worry about sharks? Of course you worry about sharks. Just don't be stupid enough to get bit by one. Just that simple. You don't need to outswim the shark. Just outswim the person next to you. Oh, and by the way, don't yell shark. That usually freaks everyone out. And I've seen them abandon their children when someone does that. It's actually kind of pathetic. They're so worried about themselves, they forget about their toddler swimming in the water next to them. And again, I really don't have anything to worry about. Animals like me. It's people I have a problem with. I can get along with people pretty well, though. But to be honest, I'd rather be hanging out with a dog or a cat. All you gotta do is give them food, shelter, and they'll love you forever. And for those of people who have pets, you know what I'm talking about. They can't help but love you. Unless you've done something to upset them. I mean, if you're out there and you've hurt your pet somehow, they're not going to be happy with you. And if you forget to feed your cat, God help your soul. Your furniture will never survive. I am talking quite a bit, aren't I? I tend to go on rants. A rant is usually something that happens when I talk. I'll go from one subject to the next, and I'll just keep talking. Now then, if any of you have a favorite metabot, go ahead and put that in the comment section too. Go ahead and look up a long list of them. There's quite a bit. My favorites were Crucio and Black Beetle. Unfortunately, Black Beetle's not in this game, so that's kind of a downer. Maybe they'll add Black Beetle later. Maybe they won't. You never really know. But Rakushou's here, and Rakushou's badass. And for those of you hearing my language saying badass, there's only one thing I can say to you. This video is not meant for children. I'm going to be cussing. Probably put a disclaimer on my videos that they're not meant for children. Or at least say that every time I start up a video. Sure, there's so many of them. Good thing I got my team. Oh, that's a tough shot, that helps. Now, Tornado-rator, or however you pronounce that name, the one causing all the tornadoes to happen. The reason I like that one as a support one is because once you've upgraded to tornadoes, it's permanent. You gotta do it all the way though. It won't disappear, it'll just keep on spinning, putting a barrier of tornadoes around you, preventing enemies from getting close. Hell Phoenix's ability does the same thing. Put them together, and you got yourself almost impenetrable force field of attack protecting you. Final Gambit, he just throws things down that are like mines and do a lot of damage. So off the bat, uses, well, what I assume would be a sound attack. As you can see, it pushes pretty far. Feels good to play a game that's made by pixels every once in a while. After all, sometimes there's only so much 3D characters you can handle. You want to go back to the way it used to be when you were a kid. Pixel video games and how fun they were. I'm a big fan of both. I've actually watched since I was a child how far video games have progressed. If you've ever seen Nintendo 64 graphics, if you've seen Super Smash Bros., and then you've seen the latest of the Super Smash Bros. In comparison, you can understand why I say how far they've come. So how many of you are excited for the new Pokemon games? I can hardly wait. Unfortunately, I need to get a Switch too, or else I won't be able to play that game. My Switch 1 is currently in a pawn shop. Sad, I know. I really didn't have much of a choice. My family's been having it rough. And I still don't have a job. No matter how hard I look, it's like it's impossible to get one. I've done this so many times interviewing for jobs, I've gotten quite good at it. So I'm just going to give you a heads up. I may have an interview on Monday, and unfortunately it's to be a dishwasher at IHOP. Not really I have much of a choice. Everyone is scooping up all the good jobs. But I've been a dishwasher before, and as difficult as it actually is, and believe me, being a dishwasher, it's not easy. I'm serious. You can go ahead and laugh at me about that, but it is not easy, especially if you're working for a restaurant. I have the equivalent of 4 years of being a dishwasher under my belt. I'm damn well good at it, and I can take the stress. I work well with others, so I really don't have much of a problem, until they overwork me. If they force me to do 12 days in a row, that's my limit. At that point, I will leave. I can understand maybe having to work for 7 days, but 12? I don't care how good the pay is, you don't do that to me. Those 12 days, I was miserable, especially the way they had it scheduled. It's crazy. Wasn't getting the 8 hours sleep, the minimum 8 hours sleep required to function properly. By day 7, I was in pain, I was grumpy, and I was very unhappy. At least it let me learn one thing. 7 days is where my limit is. Once I hit 7, that's when I start getting grumpy and start hurting real bad. But it usually helps if the people who are supposed to help you show up. Where I worked, we had a backup team of dishwashers that would come upstairs to help us. Because if we didn't, it would just be 2 dishwashers with a ton of dishes, and they'd be stuck there until 6 or 7 in the morning. Unfortunately, the team that was supposed to come up, well, they started ditching us, leaving us there, and we would be stuck there for a long time. Not get the 8 hours we need. And if it was getting any worse, I swear we'd be accused of running the clock. Lucky for us, they knew what it meant. Lucky for us, my boss was kind enough to understand that we kept getting ditched. But I couldn't handle working there anymore. It was just too much. They asked too much, and it's not the first time dishwashers walked out on them. They overwork their employees so much that people have walked out, including myself. These days, I kind of kicking myself in the ass for actually walking out, telling myself maybe I should have stayed and toughed it out. But in all reason went out the window. Besides, I was dead tired. It's not cool to overwork your employees, everyone. Just remember that. Even if they get overtime, there's only so much you should be allowed to do. And yes, I've been talking the entire video, I'm well aware. Let's see. Search. Some more of this stuff here. What's this? Oh. Alright, there's no way I'm beating that one. That's a nice present. You're able to level up your characters, by the way, which is important. You gotta make them strong. If they're not strong, then you'll have a hard time going past other levels. At level 23, its max level is at level 50. I still need to level these up quite a bit. 20, 22, 23, 23, 23. Yeah, they still need some work. Let's see. I'll move on to the next one. Yep, just look at that. It can barely touch me. Yep, that's another boss down. Yeah, eventually you're so strong you can just stand there and just keep farming them. It's only on certain levels. If you're still weak in a level, then it's not a good idea. And we have a winner. Oh, there we go. It's a nice load of diamonds you got there. Alright. Alright. This one's harder. Alright, we're gonna try this one. I haven't beaten this level yet, so. Okay, seems like today we're beating up cheerleaders. Alright, another mini boss. Aw, is that all you got? This little bitch.
楽しかった。君、強いね。
That's interesting. Oh, I got 10 tickets. Nice. There we go. Alright, let's see where... Ah. Now it's against Hell Phoenix. Alright. We'll try this stage. Whether we win or lose, we'll end here. Oh, shit's still hitting me. Oh, got that all upgraded. Oh, I'm starting to get hit. Annoying. Right into my attack. What an idiot. Alright. Got ourselves some more tickets. That. I think that'll be it for today, my friends. Hold up. There we go. Come on.